Alright, so this video here we're going to look at practice test number 3 on derivatives, and this is the solution to problem number 4. Alright, so we have f of x equals 5 over x times 2 raised to the x cubed minus x. So you can see here we have two functions. We got the 5 over x and then 2 raised to the x cubed minus x. So this will require us to do the product rule. So remember the product rule is the derivative of the first function times the second function plus the derivative of the second function times the first function. Alright, so let's look at the derivative of 5 over x. Now, 1 over x, 5 over x, 2 over x, whatever. That'll come up in calculus quite a bit. I think it's good to just remember it, the derivative of a number over x. The derivative of a number over x is negative that number over x squared. So let me just show you. If you have some number k over x, and k is a constant. Alright, well, to take the derivative, we would rewrite this as k times x to the negative 1. And then if we took the derivative of this, well, the negative 1 comes down, so negative 1 times k is negative k times x, and then we would subtract 1 from the exponent, so that would be negative 2, and so that would be negative k over x squared. Okay, so that tells us that the derivative of the first function, the 5 over x, that's just negative 5 over x squared. Alright, now that's times the second function. So that's 2 to the x cubed minus x. Okay, so the derivative of the first function times the second function plus the derivative of the second function. Now, if you remember, the derivative of an exponential function is equal to that exponential function times the natural log of the base. And then, of course, whatever function this is up here in the exponent, we would have to multiply this times the derivative of the exponent. Okay, so now let's do the derivative of the second function. So the derivative of the second function, I have to get this out of the way, that's going to be 2 to the x cubed minus x times the natural log of the base, which is 2, times the derivative of the exponent. So the derivative of x cubed is 3x squared minus the derivative of x, which is 1. So this is the derivative of the second function, and then that would be times the first function. Okay, so this is the derivative of the first times the second plus, and then this is the derivative of the second times the first. Alright, so now let's look at simplifying this thing. Well, first, this 2 raised to the x cubed minus x, we can factor that out. And we can also factor out a negative 5 over x squared. Okay, I know this is 5x over here, but let's see what happens when we do that. I'm sorry, that should be a f prime. So f prime of x is equal to, so let's factor out a negative 5 over x squared. Okay, then we'll factor this term out, so that's times 2 to the x cubed minus x, and let's see what we're left with. Well, here we're left with just 1. Okay, we're left with a 1. And then since we factored out a negative, that's going to change this plus to a minus. Okay, and so then, well, this is gone because we factored it out, And then we would be left with x natural log 2 times 3x squared minus 1. Okay, now hopefully you can see where the x comes from. Okay, now an easy way to check it, look what would happen if I multiplied this back through, especially to this term here. So if I do negative 5 over x squared times this, you see how this x and the x in the denominator would cancel, and I would be left with a negative times a negative, the positive 5 over x. So that's where that x is coming from. Okay, and so, I mean, I guess we could leave it like this, or if we wanted to, we could actually do this, let's see, times 2x cubed minus x times 1 minus, and then I guess, let me get this out of the way, and then I guess if we wanted to, we could take this x and we could distribute it to each term there, or you could leave it out. I guess it really doesn't matter, but that would be 3x cubed minus x times natural log 2. And so I guess we could just, this would be good enough here. There's other ways to simplify it. Pick a way that, is might be easiest for you to do. This is just one way. Alright, so I hope this helped. This was the solution to problem 4. All the solutions are organized on my website, as well as all the practice tests are on my website. All the links are in the description. Give me a like, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching.